We're in the tendon. And good. Grip, 80%.
Well, it's the end of the expansion. What to do now? Mists of Panderia was announced, and it seems like a lot of raid teams are folding or just getting bored or not getting together anymore. Or, people aren't logging on nearly as often as they used to.
So it's the end of Cataclysm, and there is nothing to do. Well, aside from the 2 hours that we're taking to clear Dragon Soul every week, I have not been logging on at all. I really just do not have any motivation to get my bucket list on, and that's kind of bad because I've got Thunder Fury waiting in my bags to be crafted. I've got both bindings, I've got most of the materials. All I gotta do is go out to Silithus and just farm for maybe an hour or so. But no, can't do it. Just don't have any urge.
To me, the end of expansion blues it's kind of that sinking feeling you get in the pit of your stomach when you realize that it's Tuesday and you have to log on for an hour and a half just so you can farm the same content that you've been farming for the last 20 resets, only to continue farming it for the next 20 to 30. It's a wonderful feeling.
Basically the same as that feeling you get when you're doing your last few weeks of your senior year of high school, or when you're working out your 2 weeks notice in your job. It's like nothing you do now really matters that much. So you really just want to coast along and do bare minimum until the era of new shiny things comes along.
The way expansions work is Blizz will put out an expansion that gives us new content for the game. And then every few months after that, they'll give us more content in what they call patches, and they'll do this a few times until the next so-called major expansion that comes out. And what typically happens is the gap between the final patch of an expansion pack and a new expansion is typically a really long period of time.
So you take a look back at Wrath, and you'll see Blizzard left us with Icon Citadel, which lasted a full year before new content came out with Cataclysm. And now in Cataclysm, what we're left with is Dragon Soul, which is going to be coming up on 8 months now of the same content.
People are really looking forward to something new, and that's kind of where a lot of these blues come from.
What do you do now? Maybe go play Diablo 3 or League of Legends or something like that. I hear StarCraft 2 is a lot of fun. I think for me, the end of any expansion is marked in Mumble or Vent or whatever you have by the dreaded words, "I'm bored." Within, I'd say, the space of 2 days, I heard "I'm bored" 5 to 7 times. Okay, you're bored. Go find something else in the game that you really enjoy.
I think for a lot of us, we basically just do the stuff that we want to do. For me, that means going back to a lot of the older content, pre-Cataclysm content.
I decided to take the opportunity to maybe learn a little bit about PvP. I'm pretty terrible, but it's been fun, and I've been learning a little bit by little bit.
I'm going to probably play Diablo 3 for the next couple months until Mod comes out.
One thing that's come up among guildies is the idea of clearing Dragon Soul, at least doing like 1 or 2 clears of it with the buff turned off. Just as a way to keep us fresh, and especially to test the initiates that have come in since we cleared Heroic Dragon Soul, and since the debuff started stacking pretty high. Which I'd imagine we'll probably end up doing that, at least for 1 or 2 clears.
There's always something in the game for you to do. I mean, nobody's ever done it all, and the few people that have, well, there's always more nerd points.
One of the things that I've been able to do to pass the end of expansion time is going onto the Mists of Panderia beta and either leveling tunes or testing the new raids, so that it gets me lots of practice by the time that the real thing comes out. I'll be able to go through the content as quickly as possible.
Like I said, there's a lot of things in the game to do, and you know what? Every expansion has its end. and with it come the blues.